Welcome to an Oklahoma Sooner update. I'm Barry Trammell along with OU writer Ryan Aber. We're here at the Oklahoman Studios in downtown Oklahoma City, and on Wednesday in Norman, OU President David Boren makes some news. A Regents meeting to talk about mundane things like funding the stadium, coaches' salaries, and all of a sudden Boren drops the bomb. He wants to expand the Big 12, and so the realignment fires have started again. How serious is this talk, Ryan, that David Boren wants the Big 12 to get back to 12 teams?
Well, I think David Boren is serious in wanting that to happen. Now, how realistic it is the main question. I mean, BYU is out there, and there's some issues there, although they make a lot of sense in a lot of different ways. But who else do you go with? The geography is so spread out. There's teams that are available, but nobody that makes a perfect fit in the Big 12. Every team that's out there has issues with the fit in the conference.
Bowlesby, commissioner of the Big 12, responded and said that he feels like that most Big 12 presidents do not agree with David Boren on this issue. Is this just David Boren stating his personal belief, or is this an idea that has some traction and could gain some serious ground of discussion?
Well, I think David Boren is obviously a politician. He's smart about when he makes statements and what he says. And I think that he senses maybe the tide is turning in his direction, and if he comes out and is pretty strong about it, then maybe he can flip some other people to to his way of thinking and turn the tide in the way of expansion. Now, I don't think it's imminent, but it's certainly something that he wants to happen and sees reason for it to happen reasonably quickly, not immediately, not next year, maybe not in 2 years, but while the league is still in decent financial shape, make the push to expand to 12.
Well, let's turn to the matter at hand with the Regents, the stadium expansion or stadium improvements at OU with Memorial Stadium. Is this a case of should be ready by that September of 2016? Ohio State comes to town on September 17th. Louisiana Monroe is the home opener September 10th. Can they get the stadium, the seating changed by those games?
Well, yeah, they think that they can get the Stadium Bowl finished by that September, I believe it's 17th game against Ohio State. They play Louisiana Monroe the week before at home. They want the seating element of the first phase of the south end zone to be done by the Ohio State game, but there will still be other changes that will still be going on during that season. Some of the other fan amenities, the plaza at the top of the south end zone, they'll probably still be working on some of the team areas even. So this isn't a very short-term project. They're starting. They approved $105 million extra in funding yesterday I believe it's going to be $160 million total, so that's $108 million that have been approved. Fundraising is in pretty good shape, he said, but David Boren said certainly a national championship type season would certainly help that effort.
Well, the timing has begun. We're only 14 months away from that stadium needing to be ready for that big 2016 game against Ohio State. Stay tuned for further OU football coverage here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoma.